100% a fail here. 50% in America is a fail, dude.
Is it actually? Shit.
Yeah, we're not friends.
We get to college on that, brother. Welcome to Canada, man. Honorary.
Shit, hell yeah, brother.
Let's be best friends.
Hello, I'm Cole Sauer, and welcome to Let's Be Best Friends, a podcast where I talk to people that I barely know and try and convince them to be my new best friends, because in times like these, who needs enemies? My guest today on the show, ladies and gentlemen, we have a professional Super Smash Bros. Player and successful rapper, Mike Haze.
What up, dude? How's it going?
Boom. What's up, man?
Chilling. How you doing?
I am good. I'm merged out of my mind. It's nice and cozy up here in Canada. It's been snowing all day.
Wow, that's awesome. What part of Canada are you in?
I'm in Toronto.
Toronto? Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So I don't know. Where are you at? I don't know if it snows where you're at.
Yeah, so oh my God, this is the worst turn card. Hold on. He's going to blah. Whatever, that's fine. We win. What the hell is he doing? Shit, my bad. I got distracted. I'm in Utah. I actually just moved to Utah from LA.
Oh, true.
Months ago. Yeah. Here, I'm actually leaving that table. I'm going to send you a different link.
Okay.
I'm joining another one.
Okay.
But yeah, I actually just moved out of Utah or moved out of LA like 3 months ago or so.
What made you move out of LA? Just like didn't like the city life, or?
I was just going through a bunch of shit, basically. I was just going through a lot of like life type shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, just the environment I was in just wasn't for me at the time. Like everyone was cool and everyone I live with is really dope. But yeah, I don't know. I was just like spending time working on myself and like, I don't know. I didn't really have a place to call my own at that house.
Yeah.
So I just ended up moving to Utah, doing my own shit, like getting my own pad and like just spending time working on myself, doing like therapy and just trying to feel better. So
man, good for you, dude. It's not everyone can just completely, uproot their comfortable life and be like, you know what? Nah, I'm not happy. Fuck this. I'm going to go. Why Utah? Out of curiosity. I don't even know where that is.
Yeah. It's okay. So it's like a state over from California and then a state up, I think.
Oh, okay.
It's like one over and one up or like two over and one up. It's like 10 hours from LA, driving.
Oh, okay. That's not that bad then.
Yeah. So I had like 3 options. So I was thinking about moving to like Oregon, Vegas, or Utah.
Okay.
My video editor actually threw out Utah, and I was like, dude, that sounds like a really bad idea. I don't know, Utah sounds like it sucks. Just because, I don't know, if you don't know, 50% of the population here is like very religious. They're Mormon, I guess, I'm trying to think of like the proper way to say it, but basically they're Mormon, over 50% of the population, which is fine.
Okay.
But as a result, it's like, it's a Republican state, and it's like not as progressive or liberal as like LA is.
Yeah.
So initially moving here, I was like, dude, that sounds like a really bad idea. Like, it doesn't sound like it's gonna be my kind of place. But I came to visit, and it just made a lot of sense. Like, I don't know, Oregon's kind of far still from LA, so I can't visit. Vegas would be too hot. Okay. And yeah, Utah is like a nice. I mean, at least for me, it's like pretty nice. Like this, I like snow. I'm down for that. And yeah, it's cheap. And it's beautiful. So
moving from LA to Vegas, you said Vegas is too hot. Isn't LA like that's the whole gimmick? Is that it's hot and beaches and stuff?
Yeah, but okay, so Vegas just gets a lot hotter than that though. Like LA at its peak will get like. Do you guys use Celsius?
We use Celsius, but I can vaguely understand Fahrenheit.
Bet. Yeah, LA is just it's hot, but it's like not always hot. Like it's okay, so it's not like 110 degrees all summer. It's like 110 degrees like for a couple weeks.
Oh, okay.
Vegas is like 100 degrees plus for like I don't know, like 8 months out of the year.
Holy shit.
It's very, very hot, like scorching hot. It's a desert. It's a desert.
God. Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess the water cools down LA, right? I don't know.
Yep, that's the whole thing. That and then the valley. It's in a valley, like different parts of LA. Like
yeah.
So the winds come and shit. And it's chill.
It's fucking math and science and stuff. I'm with you.
Right.
I've never been like, to be honest, when it comes to America, I've been to Detroit, and I went to Buffalo for a football game once, and that's it.
Fuck?
And then I'm comfortable in my home and native land. There's no guns. There's no crazy people. Well, there's crazy people, but they're less crazy. They're less crazy.
Vibe, yeah.
So,
yeah.
let's get into what we're doing today here on Let's Be Best Friends. If it's your first time watching, if you're here on the Twitch chat watching, or if you're watching this on your YouTube, your Spotify, whatever your podcast catcher of choice is. Here on the show, I like to try and make people feel as comfortable as possible with the goal of becoming best friends. So I ask them what their hobby, what they want to do for their hobby is, and you chose poker.
I did.
Talk to me a little bit about why we're doing poker today.
So poker is a very fun game. No, poker has been a game that like
fun.
I got into it like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago now, and I was really bad at it for a very long time. But over the course of like the past, I'd say like a year. I'd say over the course of the past year, so I've just been spending a shitload of time on it.
Yeah.
Probably even more so than Melee. Like I've been playing like nonstop poker. Yeah. Like, you know, Melee's dope and I have a lot of fun with it. But also my hands are kind of fucked up, especially right now. And I also know I'm not going to be playing Melee forever, right? So like,
yeah, you gotta find what you're gonna do after Melee.
Yeah, in a way, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I do music, and you know, I'm always like trying to do new shit.
Yeah.
But also, I just have a lot of fun with poker. Like honestly, it's like I'm having way more fun with poker than Melee. A lot of periods, a lot of like months recently. So I've just been like grinding, and it's also something you can just do by yourself too. You know, you can just like work at it.
Man, poor
solo,
Melee.
So Melee's still dope. I still have a lot of fun with it, but it's just like very hard. This guy has been opening a lot. Do I want to raise? Yeah.
So what did you use to get better at poker? Like, did you just play it a bunch, or did you have like, did you study anything? Did you like look into it at all?
Playing a shitload was basic. I've always been a grinder, I guess. Like with everything I do. All right, we completely missed. Hold up, we gotta bluff this bitch.
Okay, what do we got? What do we got in the hand?
We have 7-8 suited of spades, which is it's a fine hand. You know, we have a open ended.
There's a 9.
But he's gonna fold a lot here because he thinks I have ace king. So
there you go.
So yeah, initially, I think I'm just a grinder. I think I'm just like always been the kind of dude who's just gonna spend my time like grinding some shit. And it's the same way with Melee, music, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know, I played trumpet before I rapped, so like. Before I did anything, I played trumpet, and like I used to just play it nonstop and practice. So I've just always been a grinder, and it's the same way with poker. Just spent a lot of time playing, lost a shitload of money, and then got a little better, little by little, right? Yeah, and now I don't know. Now I'm like pretty decent. I don't think I'm like good, but like I can manage, and I do pretty well, and I think I'm a winning player.
You're at a point where you can casually play it without having to be like super sweaty all the time about it.
No, I am pretty fucking sweaty. I think anything I do, I just like put a lot of time into and a lot of effort.
Yeah.
It's just how I am. So, no, I mean, I can play it casually. That's cool. But like, I don't play it casually. I play to win.
I love that you've got this, like, it's almost like, you know, it's cliche to say it, but it's like this competitor's mindset of like, I'm going to start doing this thing. I want to become the best in the world at it. Like, I just, like, I am going to be the greatest, you know, trumpet player, rapper, poker player, Melee, like whatever it is, I'm gonna pick up the sticks and I'm gonna be the best at it.
For sure, yeah, I do enjoy that a lot. I like that's just have always been. But also part of it's like I have a lot of fun when I'm like invest myself into something.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not having fun, then I won't do it. Like that's just kind of how I am in general.
Right.
Like,
I mean, that's fair.
If I don't have fun cleaning, like I won't fucking clean. Like I'm horrible about shit like that. My car is so bad right now. But yeah, if I'm having fun with something like and I'm really enjoying it, then I'll just like invest my full self in it. And right now that's poker, and it's been pretty cool. Like it's cool to play a game where you can actually win money.
Yeah.
Shout out, not like Smash.
Shout out Melee. Hashtag
I'm capping,
Melee.
but half cap.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's one of those crying caps. It's just kind of like
right.
it feels bad, man.
So right now basically I'm playing in a private server.
Okay.
There's just like some poker Discord server that came up and I got invited to, and it's been pretty cool. It's been like it's dope to play with like a similar group of people.
Yeah.
I used to play online and I used to play like with anonymous people, which is still cool to learn and stuff. But playing with the same people over and over, you kind of learn like their styles and how to exploit them.
Yeah, it's more like the classic poker thing, right? Like it's where it's like a bunch of guys get in a garage and just play poker for 5 hours on a Friday.
Exactly.
But now we're in the future.
Right. Half pot. I should re-raise, honestly.
So what do we got in hand?
We got king queen, which is really good. I actually should have bet him more pre.
Okay.
I should have raised him. But check raising is totally valid here. Basically, the only thing I'm really losing to right now is ace king, which you could totally have, and I lose the aces as well, but we should be fine. He's often on a draw here. He'll often have, let's say king jack is the hand he might have a lot there. But yeah, I don't know. I'm learning a lot about poker recently, just like kind of like trying to visualize what hands my opponent might have, or like based off of my hand, they might have a specific hand, or they might have like different hands based off of what I have. And
it's almost like a dance. It's almost like chess. Like you're trying to analyze like a million different things at once while you're just sitting trying to play poker.
Right. Like right now we have a 8-9, so we have 3 of a kind.
Right.
But then this is a pretty wet board. So we're actually just going to, usually I don't re-raise this. I play it pretty slow.
Okay.
But I'm just going to re-raise. Just because 9-10 is pretty wet out there. There's the flush coming.
Right.
Pretty wet board. So I'm okay with just taking down that pot.
So what does wet mean in terms of like a wet board?
Yeah, sure. In poker, like a wet board would be just like, there's a lot of draws coming. Like there's a lot of like draw heavy hands.
Okay.
It's just, I don't know. Like if the board is like ace 2, 6, like there's nothing going on that board.
Okay.
Like nobody has a piece of it.
Right.
But on that board, like there was a lot of connecting hands. There's a lot of like flushes potentially coming out.
Right.
So I'd rather just take down the pot right there.
Yeah. So like if there's a pair on the board already, then that's wet because you can just have one of the numbers. You can get a full house or anything like that out of it, right?
Yeah, it could be. Okay. More so if they're like connected. Like this is not a connected board.
Right.
Like what is anyone going to have here? The best hand they're going to have is like a king.
Yeah. Okay.
Some sort of king X hand.
Mm-hmm.
This guy raised pre-flop, so I don't know. We'll see. I 3-bet him. He should be folding. Oh my god, I'm the luckiest man on earth right now.
What do you got? You got 8-10?
I have pocket nines. So he called me. He likely has a king a lot.
Okay. So he's got kings. So he's trying to get you off the table.
I don't want to scare him.
Oh yeah.
The thing is, if he has a king, he might be scared of my ace king.
Okay.
He also he could also have a set. He probably has like a lot of like jack, king, king, queen, king 10.
Yeah, he's almost certainly got a king. Like it would be crazy for him to not have a king here.
Right. All right. So we're gonna get pretty good value here. I don't know. I could like make it look bluffy and just make a really big bet, but I want him to call with his little king 10. I'm gonna make it look kind of, because the only real hands that we lose to right now are pocket kings, which is not realistic.
Right.
I lose to 8-10, 5-8, which are just not hands he's gonna have. So I mean, we're pretty good here.
So
there's no flush out. Like we're good.
So I guess it's just from grinding, right? I was about to say, how do you learn all these things? But like, it's just from experiencing it, I guess.
Yeah. All of it's just like I've seen these situations a lot, and like, because like if I look over the course of the year, or like the past few months or whatever, I'm like, okay, cool. I have like 50,000 different hands played. Or however many hands. Like you just look at that and you're like, wow, that's a lot of like different scenarios and shit. And if you're focused and paying attention to those, then you can do pretty well.
Yeah.
I don't know. Cool. Sorry, I'm like nerding out. There's a couple
fine.
of like
This
really
is great.
good hands.
This is awesome. But
for sure.
While you're folded, we got a perfect opportunity to go into to get a little deeper into our good friend and pal here, Mike Haze. So here on the show, we like to answer the 5 questions that Larry King used to always ask, which is who, what, where, when, and why. Because I'm a bad interviewer, I like getting them out of the way as quickly as possible. So if we can start with who, Mike, tell us a little bit about yourself.
We got pocket jacks, dude. We can't.
Do we actually?
This interview's over, but pocket jacks aren't good.
Oh my god.
Pocket jacks aren't good, especially when this dude. I don't want to raise, but I'm being watched, so everyone's gonna watch me raise. I don't want to. Basically, this guy plays like I'm not gonna raise. This guy plays pretty tight.
Okay.
With raising pre-flop, he never raises pre.
Okay.
Unless he has some shit. So like right now, it's like cool. I might be ahead. If I raise, I don't know. I'd rather just like kind of navigate the board once we see a flop. Like he's gonna C bet right now. He's gonna continuation bet. So he's gonna bet. We'll see how big it is and see if we can continue. 350. That's pretty expensive.
So he's just trying to push you out right now, right?
Right. So the thing is that because he raised, and like I know he's a tight range, right? But because of that, he can. The whole thing of poker is just abusing what you think, abusing your image, basically.
Okay.
So because he raised, I'm putting him on like always like aces, kings, ace king, ace queen, queen king. Like I know his like open range is like really tight. So it's like I'm never calling this. See, there you go. Ace, he showed ace queen. And that's his like. So I mean, obviously was crushed, and that was a good fold. But yeah, just by like playing the student enough. Okay, so anyway, my bad. Who am I?
Who are you? Nice and simple. Doesn't have to be too deep. You know, don't need the whole life story. We'll get to
it. My name is Mike. I am a professional video gamer. Now I'm a professional Smash player and a rapper / streamer, content, poker fiend. I don't know. I'm a bunch of different shit, but I'm Mike. I don't know. What's up?
I'm Mike. Sup? So I guess we'll move to what then? I guess we'll start with professional Smash player. We already covered man of many hats, Smash player, poker player, streamer. You know, I'm sure at some points you sleep in a day, maybe. You know,
I try.
So tell me a little bit about how you got into. We'll start with Melee because I feel like Melee is the base of Mike Haze, right? I think that's fair to say.
Yeah, definitely say so. We have Pocket Kings. Dude, I'm running hot today.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Hopefully, Levinci likes to re-raise on big blind. He likes to squeeze. We'll see if he does.
This really is like a poker table in some dude's garage. It's literally like, yeah, this guy likes to raise. This guy likes to, this guy likes to hold it.
I don't like what the fuck is that? What the fuck is this? I'm not going to do anything too crazy. Just because we're a three-way pot.
Not gonna do anything too crazy. Raises.
Well, not when they're doing that. So what do I put him on? I mean, I just want to call out his hand before he does anything. He raised 50 cents. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He just has a 9 a lot. I mean, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
This guy's just a fucking whale. Dumbass. A whale in poker is somebody who just like has a shitload of money. They're not fucking good. They just like burn money.
Yeah, they just keep throwing money in the pot.
Right. Wait, what were we saying? Who am I?
Tell me about how you got started in Smash.
Okay, cool. So when I was in high school, basically in high school, we had like a charity tournament. I was a FPS player at the time. I was playing Halo.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, and that was rad. That was hella cool. But we had like a charity tournament in band for like raising money just for band and stuff. So we had a Halo tournament and then we had a Smash tournament at the same day, I think. Or maybe like the next like Saturday, Sunday or something. Okay. And, I was really into Halo and I was sad I couldn't enter because, I was helping run it and stuff. Mm-hmm. But my friends the next day for Smash had me show up to help out. And I looked at it and I like beforehand, actually, before the tournament, I was like, yo, Smash is like fucking whack. Like, I don't want to watch that shit. Like, why are we hosting a Smash tournament?
Who wants to watch Melee?
Seriously, I was like, yo, this game is pretty trash. Like, why the hell are we having a tournament for that? It's not competitive. Like, I was just shitting on it.
Yeah.
And then I was watching the day of and I was like, oh, this game's actually like pretty fucking dope. And funny enough, Hugo Hugs, he ended up coming to the tournament.
Oh shit.
Because we had like $100 guaranteed pot.
Nice.
And he showed up and him and his friends won. And that was really, really hella cool to see. And I thought Samus was the best character. I remember seeing that. I was like, wow, I kind of want to play Smash. I'm going to play Samus because, Samus. I have Pocket Kings again. What the fuck? Dude, what's happening? That's crazy.
It's the good luck, man. It's the Let's Be Best Friends good luck.
And yeah, I was just like, yo, let's play Samus. And yeah, I don't know. It was just, we fought the set. The thing is that this dude doesn't like, he's very passive. He's a passive fish. That's not a good card. God.
You got 3 kings. There's like,
yeah, but okay. Now that's a good card. That's a really good card. That's the best card actually.
Yeah. Cause the most you could have is like a 7, right?
No, basically I'm putting this dude on an 8 a lot or a flush.
Okay.
But not a flush because he didn't bet. Because he checked the flop, and he continued on. He often just has like an 8 or a 5.
Okay.
He has some sort of pair that he's trying to improve on. Or some sort of draw, which would be the flush. But then he also checked back the flush. So I'm just going to hope that he has an 8 and he's going to call me right now. He's probably going to think of, yeah.
There you go.
He always has an 8 here. 8 or 5, basically. Fucking whale. Hey, we doubled up our money already. Cool.
That's what I'm here for, man. That's what I'm here for.
Fuck yeah. Best friend, good luck. So yeah, anyway, I was just playing, we had the Smash tournament and I just thought it was really dope. So like I quit Halo and I started playing Smash. Yeah, we used to like be in high school and we used to like ditch class a lot to just go play Smash. I remember like ditching senior year to like go to my homie's house and just grind and like just play. Back then it was a lot different. Like, you know, I was playing for fun. I was kind of playing for like the social aspects of it.
Yeah.
Instead of like being competitive. Like it was never one of my goals to be like one of the best in the world. I just wanted to have fun. And then little by little got good, and here I am.
And here you are. So you said that you played trumpet before you started into music. So
so that was my
what got
intro.
that going on? What was the transition from? So you went from band to Smash, and then from Smash to music.
Yeah, I guess so. Dude, I have aces now. What the fuck is happening? That's crazy. What a day.
Boom.
That's insane. That's actually insane. Because like, I don't know. You don't get pocket pairs that often, and everyone's gonna fold.
Aw.
Excuse me. So I started in middle school with trumpet, and I don't know how I got into it. Like I was never really into sports. I was when I was in elementary school into sports and stuff. But in middle school I got into trumpet, and I was like really into like punk rock at that point in my life. Like underground street punk type stuff.
Tell me you had a ska band. Please tell me you had a ska band.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you did. Woo!
Of course. I eventually got into like ska and like ska punk type shit.
Yeah.
We called it ska core in LA, and
Okay.
LA actually had a really dope music scene. As you can imagine, but as kids, like, you know, I was into street punk, and like I had the whole outfit. Like, I had fucking Liberty spikes. I had like,
oh my God,
everything, like torn up pants. These things called. Do you know what a bum flap is?
No.
I'll show you a bum flap. Here, I'm just gonna like link you. Got it. It's a Bing search because I just installed my computer.
Beautiful.
So a bum flap is like it's just this thing you wear on your ass.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Hang it from your pants, basically. I had like the whole outfit and boots and shit, and like, you know, I was really into it. So we'd go to a lot of like backyard shows as I was a kid. Like my dad would take me to shows when I was like 13 and like leave me. These backyard shows were like a bunch of punks with this. Seriously, yeah, I had a good dad. My dad was really supportive. So he would take me to the shows, and people were just getting like fucking wasted, just being stupid, mosh pits, all that, which was really cool. But my dad was always super supportive, so he took me to those. And then, you know, when I got into gaming, he took me to tournaments and
that's cool.
All that stuff. So yeah, I started with the trumpet, and then, you know, music's just always been a part of my life. So even if I wasn't like playing music, like when I was in band, being a professional trumpet player, or like, you know, someone who did it for a full-time gig was like one of my first like things I wanted to do as a kid.
I respect that.
Or one of my like goals and shit. Thanks, man. But yeah, then eventually I stumbled upon Smash, and I made it work. I like dropped out of like music school. It was just community college, but I dropped out of school, pursued Smash for whatever dumb reason. And then, yeah, I don't know. Then, you know, everything else writes itself, got into streaming and all that shit. And then like, I wanted to get back into music kind of as like an artistic outlet.
Yeah.
Art's important to me, and like expression's really important to me too. So, I guess like hip hop and writing like really makes that easy to do, or I don't know, at least for me.
So what gave you the transition from punk to hip hop then?
Dude, I actually don't know. I was really into punk and street punk. And I think what drew me to that was just kind of, I always felt like an outcast. I never really felt like I fit in. And even with like the punk scene, like I didn't really feel like I fit in either. I was just always kind of like this weird dumbass kid. And, I mean, that was cool. That's part of life or whatever. And then I got into like indie music, like indie rock and stuff. Like Bright Eyes is still my favorite band to this day. I listen to a lot of like indie stuff. Bright Eyes especially was like some of my favorite shit. And yeah, I don't know. I just listened to that for a while, and then I didn't really get into hip hop at all. And when I was like 20, 21 or so, one of my homies, like my really, really good friends, showed me this rapper named Astronautilus, who who's a pretty dope rapper. He actually, it's kind of sad. He actually sad in terms of how shitty he ended up being, because this dude apparently got outed for some really horrible shit, which is great for him to get outed for that.
Yeah, of course.
Horrible that he even did that. Like I have this fool's like, you know, I have like a tattoo of his shit on my arm. It's just like, it's so fucked.
Yeah.
But this dude, he made some cool music. So he made this like he'd basically mesh kind of like indie rock with rapping. Okay. And it was like the first time I'd ever heard like that genre band. You know, now like you look at Lil Peep and stuff, and you look at like a bunch of other rappers, and they kind of like mesh rock with rap. But he had this like really cool style of doing it. So that's kind of what got me into hip hop. And I started getting into this like realm of it's called like indie rap is the subgenre of hip hop. And I just got drawn to that realm. Started making music in that same kind of style, became friends with a bunch of people and shit. And it's been really,
and then
really
it all
cool.
just snowballs from there.
Yeah, I really did. I've been lucky to kind of be in like a spot where I can like make friends with people and shit, and you know, be able to do what I do, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
And so you were born in LA, right? You're LA. Are you California born and raised?
Yeah. I lived there for 30 years before moving out. So that's crazy, huh? That's actually wild. I know. But yeah, I lived there for 30 years and then headed out
to fucking beautiful Utah, baby.
It really is, dude. It really is crazy all the shit that I'm seeing for the first time too. Like when I first moved here, there's a park by my house that's it's pretty big. It's like 13 acres. I don't know how big that translates into. But it's really fucking big. TLDR.
Real fucking beautiful. Big.
Has a bunch of trees. It has like a river in it. And there's all sorts of shit. I'm just like, oh wow. Like I've never really sat next to a river and just like reflected on my life. And like I've never like crossed a log over a river until I moved here. Like that's always my favorite one to talk about. Like I've never walked over a log.
You went
like,
on the
just
full
to give you an idea.
hippie journey.
Yeah, it's been really rad, man. In LA, like I've only gone camping 2 times in my entire life, and I was like 10 years old when I did. So I never really got to experience any of the nature stuff. So it's been cool to do that.
It's interesting because I know a lot of people when they first move out of those big metropolitan like LA or even like New York or Toronto or whatever, they'll talk about, you know, like that. They get to see nature and they get to see, you know, like stuff that they couldn't appreciate in the big city.
Right.
But I always hear from people who live in California that they have this like amazing hiking thing and they have these amazing places to camp and, you know, and I'm always like, really?
We do, but a lot of it's in Northern California. Okay. Most of it is. So we have like, you know, the LA National Forest, and there's a couple places that are really cool in California or in LA rather, SoCal. Okay. So this guy, I don't know about him. This guy's a dumbass. Sorry. I'm just like, basically like, because this guy raised pre-flop, anytime this guy bets first, it's like really bad. He's basically burning money because this guy in theory has the best cards.
Right.
Because he raised. Like this guy could literally have pocket aces with the ace of diamonds and he should be fine.
Right.
He could have ace king. He could have like any, I mean, no, he doesn't necessarily have that. It's just like in theory he can. So anytime this guy bets, it's just like burning money.
He's playing with something stupid.
Yeah. Like he's saying he has the flush is what he's saying by betting. And then now he checks and it's like, okay. Like now he basically like has, what do you have? Ace 10. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Stuffed. He had nothing, you know?
That's so funny.
And I call it like every time. These guys are so bad sometimes. So yeah, a lot of the hiking stuff is just is in Northern California, like Sequoia, Yosemite. All these really cool spots are just in NorCal. Okay. Which is like still not that far, but it's still pretty far if you're not like really looking to do nature.
Yeah,
which I wasn't.
Far enough.
Right. Well, I wasn't like super into outdoorsy stuff. Right. I never like knew how dope it was. Mm-hmm. So I'd be like, dude, I don't want to drive 10 hours, like go look at trees. Like that doesn't sound cool.
Yeah. I don't want to drive 10 hours to go sit on the ground. The fuck?
Right. I thought that was whack. But no, I realized I was dumb.
I mean, part of it's getting older too, right? Like, you know, when you're younger, you don't necessarily appreciate that kind of thing. And especially, again, you know, living in California your whole life, you don't necessarily think about things other than California. It's the same as living anywhere else, right? If you live in the same place for long enough, you're just going to be this is the best place in the world. Like, why would I want to be anywhere else?
Of course. So yeah, I don't know. I've been trying to do more outdoorsy stuff. Just trying to spend time just like with nature and like away from my computer, I guess, in general.
Yeah.
I have a really bad habit of like isolating and like not getting out enough. So I'm trying to work on that.
Same. Ditto, man. That's the pro gamer with a 3 specialty.
I'm gonna open my window real fast.
Yeah, go ahead. Actually, I should also do that. Shit. Oh.
Cool.
Nice. Who, what? So for where? Here's what I'm actually interested in. I'm actually interested in this. So where did you go for your first major? For Smash?
We're gonna raise. Small raise though. MLG Anaheim 2006, I guess.
Damn, that's my OG.
Major. Yeah. I put my legs on my desk right now, so if I look extra comfortable, don't judge me.
Chill.
Yeah. 2006 MLG Anaheim. That was really dope. Mm-hmm. It's really cool to see Smash there. Like my one of my dreams actually was always to play like on a big stage like that.
Yeah.
Like actually, like especially even when I was playing Halo, I was just like, yo, like I want to play at MLG one day, and like I didn't know what to envision, but
Yeah.
this guy is so annoying. He just says Queen 10. Oh wow, even worse.
Pocket threes feels
Jesus,
bad.
what a whale. Why even call? You're never good there. What is the point? So bad.
I love when people are passionate about a game because you can tell when they get salty when people do dumb shit.
It's just so bad. It's just like I get why you called, but also it's just like how often am I just we're folding that. But yeah, 2006. So like even when I was playing Halo, my dream had been to like play at MLG, and like I literally dreamt about that when I was a kid, like playing at MLG stage and stuff. And 2006 MLG Anaheim, first like big event, and it was super dope. It was just cool to like see Smash on a big stage. And when I say big stage, it was really shitty, by the way, compared to what it is now.
Oh yeah, but even like I wasn't super into esports or anything in 2006, but I knew about MLG, and I knew that was like the peak. Everyone wanted to play video games for a living when they were a kid. That sounds awesome. Of
course, right. So yeah, the big stage, quote unquote, and it was just like a projector with like some makeshift stands. It was like super shitty. It's really funny. But yeah. So I did that, and eventually I kept competing, and I thought it was pretty cool. I talked about this recently, where like eventually I played Brawl, and Brawl was at MLG, and I ended up in like 9th place on the MLG circuit. Yeah, which is just cool. It's like, dude, I ended up like in top 10 at the MLG circuit, and like that was my like life dream as a kid. So like,
yeah,
I thought that was pretty rad.
That's like bucket list shit.
Yeah, no, really. So yeah, that was dope. I think that tournament, the first one, I think it had like some Ken versus PC Chris finals.
Ooh.
So super classic like era of Smash.
Yeah. So in Melee, I assume you played Samus.
No, I played Samus for actually like an hour.
And you're like, this character fucking sucks.
And my friend showed me combo videos called Shined Blind. I don't know if you've seen it, if that's too old school for you.
Maybe. I went through a phase when I'm a doc kid, so like when I first got into Melee, I just, for like a month, watched fucking every combo video known to man.
Cool. So there's this guy named Zelgadis, who's the original Fox, basically. He invented Shining, basically.
Okay.
Whatever. He basically invented Shining. And so he had a combo video, and all he did was shine people. It's called Shine Blind, and it was really popular back in the day. This is like pre-YouTube days, by the way.
We
watch everything on like
tape trading, but
right. No, there was one called, it was Google Video was what it was. Google was big, and then they had their own video website for some reason. So everything was hosted there, and we watched it, and then I played Fox right after that. I played Samus for an hour straight, said this character's dog shit, and then went to Fox.
Oh, the journey of every Fox main. They start with a character they think will be fun, they realize it sucks, and then they play Fox.
Pretty much, yeah. It actually is true. I was thinking about Kalindi. He used to play Falco, and he did the same thing.
Yeah, it's literally it's like it's stupid, but it's like you either die a low tier main or you live long enough to see yourself become a Fox. Like that's all it is.
Right. It's really funny.
When I first got in, I was a Game and Watch main, and I wanted to be the guy who made Game and Watch good.
Why?
Because I still think it's fun.
Okay, that's fair. That's valid.
Like sometimes I'll go on Slippy and I'll literally just like play Game and Watch, because for some reason people on unranked, half the people on unranked don't know what to do. Like they see a Game and Watch on their screen and they'll either just quit out or they'll just choose some dumb options, and I just like grab them. It's like they don't remember that Game and Watch has a grab, and I'll just pluck people out of the air and shit, and I'm like, I'm not hard to kill, man. Like I'm Game and Watch, dude. Especially Foxes. Sometimes Foxes like just don't know what to do. It's insane.
It's true. It's very, very, very true. I'm trying to think what to do here. So he opened and he bet 1/3. So he's just gauging. This guy has a lot of like queens and kings, basically. Is what I think his checking range is. Wow.
Damn.
I have A7. That sucks.
That feels bad.
That's okay. I should have just folded free. This just gold guy, he just bet. It just a way, that sucks. I think he got cracked. I mean, you could just have any pair. What was I saying? Fuck. You have to remind me where we were. I'm sorry.
I think we were talking about your first major, and you said MLG Anaheim. So
Right.
So for what, who, what, where, when? So for when? So when did it become like, I'm gonna play Melee, I'm gonna make a career off Melee, I'm gonna make money off Melee?
Sure. So I played Smash like really poorly for a lot of years, like a short lot of years. I went to tournaments and like I mentioned it, but basically my entire goal with playing Smash was just to like hang out with my friends and make friends and like chill. It was like a social thing. And then like eventually got pretty good, and then eventually Brawl came out, and I played Brawl the same way. Like I switched over to Brawl because all my friends kind of like quit Melee and they stopped going to tournaments, and there wasn't any tournaments to go to really for Melee. Right. So I switched to Brawl. And then the same thing, I was just kind of casual. And then like little by little, I started getting good.
Yeah.
And eventually I was like, oh, like I'm actually really fucking good at this game.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I was just doing Brawl. I was still working and I was still like doing my own shit at home. Especially back then, there wasn't like money to be made, right?
Yeah, of course.
Smash.
It was like $50 pops.
Team. Right. There wasn't money in the tournaments. There wasn't team signing anybody. So, you know, I just did my thing. I started TOing, and that was kind of my way to get a little extra money. Like I'd pay rent with TOing basically.
Wow.
And whenever, like, in combination with winning like events and doing well at regionals and shit. And yeah, I was able to like split rent with, you know, my girlfriend at the time, and that was cool. So we did that, and that was rad. And then, you know, I was going through a bunch of life changes, and at that point, PM was coming out as well.
Okay.
So I was like, well, do I want to play PM until Smash 4 comes out?
Yeah, until whatever the next thing is.
Do I want to just play Melee? Like, what do I think will last longer? I was like, well, and I was like, you know what? Like, if I'm going to play PM, I might as well just play Melee. Fuck it. Let's go for it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, then I started playing Melee, and I was really bad, and I was still working at the time, actually. I still had a job, which is cool. I was doing a full-time job, and yeah, that was fine. And at some point around, I don't know what exactly happened. Like, I just got fed up with work. Like, I was working with my like best friend at the time, and he was just like a shitty boss, and I was just not enjoying myself. I was really having like a shitty time, and like things around me just kind of weren't that great. So, yeah, I saved up like 6 months of rent, and I quit my job, and I was like, cool, I'm going to live off of the 6 months, and then in 6 months I'll get a job or something.
Yeah.
And then I ended up like using all my money in like, you know, 6 months of rent. I ended up using it in like 2 months, like 2.5 months. I just like burned through that money hella quick.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, I need to figure out a way to make money. So like, I just started going to more tournaments, and like kind of started putting that pressure on myself of just like, I need to win this tournament to pay rent, or like I need to win this tournament so I can have like good food tonight. And yeah, I guess it just writes itself from there. Like that's kind of how it started. And then I started streaming, and I think I was one of like the earlier people doing Melee streams back in the day, especially like house streams. Started with that, and yeah, like from there, everything just, you know, kept growing and growing. And, you know, I've been lucky enough to be able to do Smash full time since. It's been like at least 5 years probably since that happened. So it's pretty rad.
That's, I mean, it seems everything so far, the connecting thread I'm noticing with all of the many branches of Mike Haze is that it all comes back to you're just a grinder, man. Like you just just pick something and grind it out. And it's like it's the same thing as I was saying before. It's like, I want to be the best Melee player ever. I want to make money playing Melee. I want to make money, you know, being a streamer, whatever. Like, I don't want to work some job that I hate. I just want to do things I love. Right.
Yeah. Basically that's what it was. Yeah, I'm definitely a grinder. I definitely have had a lot of luck on the way too, obviously. Like without luck, I don't think I could be doing what I'm doing. So
that's everything, right? It's every job that is fun or cool. It's, you know, 99% luck and like, you know, a little bit of hard work sprinkled in.
Right. Like just getting the right circumstances happening. Is really cool.
So for the why, for the why, I want to know what about, I guess, so right now your focus, I'd say, is probably on music, since Smash is a little...
Yeah, I'd say my focus right now is actually poker.
That's fair.
Yeah, music's been really dope. Music's cool, but like sometimes, or more recently, like I guess since I've moved to Utah, I just haven't felt inspired. Like I kind of got out of like a shitty situation back home. So moving out and just kind of like, I've been using these past few minutes just kind of like reground myself.
Okay.
So I haven't wanted to work on music recently. But yeah, I've just been playing a shitload of poker. Like that's kind of like just what I do right now. A lot of time into it.
So what is it about all of these different creative things that keep you going? Like what is it that keeps? Is it just the grind? Are you just a guy who loves grinding, or?
I think it's different things. I think with games, like when it comes to like a competitive outlet, like Melee is really dope. I like fucking people up one-on-one. I like outsmarting people. I think that's what it is. I just like outplaying my opponent. Like that's great. That's my whole reason to play. So that's for Melee. Like, and I think it's very similar with poker. With poker, it's also the same thing. I'm outsmarting my opponent. Like I'm putting them in bad spots, and like that's very fun to me. I have a feeling we're gonna lose this hand, but we have a decent hand. I don't know why. This guy always opens when he's checked too. Yeah. Or when he's folded too. So yeah. Those are like kind of my competitive outlets. Like it makes me feel good to like outsmart or outplay my opponent.
Yeah.
But with music, I think it's different. With music, like, you know, I still enjoy grinding and I still enjoy, is he going to re-raise me? He's just been like raising every time he's folded too. So it's like super annoying. It's like, I want to punish that. Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's fine. We let it go. I think he's bluffing actually. Cause I've been like raising him to a chunk, but every time like it folds to him, he opens. So he's just trying to exploit, which is fun. Music is different. So music for me, like it's really fun, obviously, and I still really enjoy it, but it's not like a competitive outlet, right? Like I'm not outplaying anyone. I'm not trying to outsmart anybody. It's just about myself. But for me, the reason I like music and I like writing, it's just like expression, I guess. Like I get to express myself in ways that I don't normally. Like in my day-to-day life, I'm a fucking professional gamer. Like nobody cares about, or in general anyway, nobody really cares about like how I feel or shit that I like want to talk about in terms of like internal struggles and internal shit. Holy shit, we just flopped the world right now. We have 8-9 in clubs.
Oh shit.
Oh god, he's calling though.
Oh no.
Which is fine, but I just don't want to get re-raised right here. We missed everything. Holy
That's
fuck.
so sad.
I don't want to bluff it. He's just like stationing me. He just has like some Queen X trash. I think he's actually on a flush draw too, to be honest. I mean, we're never calling.
Yeah.
That just sucks. We had an open-ended and a flush draw. It's so trash. Fuck. Yeah, so music's just expression. Like, you know, day-to-day shit. Like, I don't really get to talk about my problems and like what I feel and struggles and shit. Where I think music's been like really cool for me to do that. Like, I can write and I can express how I feel, and like I can just like, I don't know. I guess like I could just like be 100% me. Yeah, is what I feel like in my music. I feel like I can just write and like not be judged, and I don't know. I think it's pretty rad.
Yeah. So you get you kind of are you're satisfying more than one need, right? Like you got the, like you said, the competitive thing is like you just want to be better than people, you want to fuck people up, but then you know, and it is true. So talk to me a little bit about this. Like there's a I'd say almost a stigma against people who stream or creators or anything like that when it comes to specifically things like mental health and things like just struggling. Like, you know, you get to play video games all the time, you know, you get to make music, you get to like do whatever, like you don't have problems. Yeah. So talk to me a little bit about that.
I don't know. It's just people are annoying. I actually hate telling people what I do because they're like, oh, like it must be easy, it must be nice. I wish I could stay at home and sit on my butt and play video games. And whenever I talk about like how hard it is in ways, like I don't just say like it's fucking hard, you don't understand, right? Yeah. Like I explain like, you know, it is really fun and there are a lot of like easy parts to it, but also like keeping yourself motivated, and you know, I talk about all the hard things with it too. But I think it's like kind of hard to grasp for people because all they really see is like video games, like you're at your desk all day, like you're stressed out about what? Yeah. It's like, dude, like it's just really tough, I guess, you know, especially during like tournament season where we're just like constantly grinding and it's just like 10 events in a row. There's no downtime, grind. Like those parts can get stressful if you don't take care of yourself.
So how do you take care of yourself in those big, because it's true, especially I want to say like 2 years ago, it seemed like there was a tournament every week. And I remember a lot of people starting to get burned out. Like a lot of people were tweeting about just being tired and not wanting to do it anymore.
For sure. I think a lot of it's taking breaks, but also it's just like very hard to take breaks if you're at the top, right? Like Armada has to go to every tournament, and Armada would have to like compete and win every tournament. Yeah. And like he can't just take a couple months off because like that's part of being on top is just you're constantly grinding. So I don't know. I generally take a good chunk of breaks and use tournaments to kind of like really, really grind and take a couple of days off.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, maybe that's not the best. Maybe that's why I never got to, top 5 or whatever, or top 10. But in terms of just like in general, I think just breaks are really important. Like not playing when you really don't feel like playing. Like if you seriously don't feel like playing, like don't force it. I think I've done that too much.
Mm-hmm.
That also setting, I just put out a video today actually on setting goals on mindset stuff.
Okay.
And I think just having like healthy goals for competition are very important. Specifically for that kind of thing, just so you always feel good about playing, like having healthy goals, like improvement based goals instead of like objective, I must win this tournament type of goal.
Yeah.
Having like healthy goals are really important to keep the game fresh and keep you feeling good.
Mm-hmm. What's a good piece of advice that you can give people who are trying to grind to get to that, like whether it be gaming, music, streaming, anything? Like what's a good piece of advice you can give people?
Sorry, I zoned out for a second. A good piece of advice on people who just want to like improve, or what was it? Sorry.
What's a good piece of advice that you can give people who just want to do this, like do the things that you're doing, like, and not get burned out, keep motivated, keep grinding. What's your best advice for grinders, man?
Dude, I think just doing it like for the love of it is really important.
Mm-hmm.
Like I get lost in that sometimes too, where I'll just be playing poker or something. I'm just like, oh, like, am I even enjoying this?
Yeah.
And I'll take a break, whatever it is, but like, or however I feel. But I think just doing things for the love of it, just like if you're having fun and you really love what you're doing, then just keep doing it. And that's it. I don't know. If you have the means to do it, then fuck it, just do it. What's the worst that's going to happen?
Yeah.
But also recognizing when that can be bad and toxic too. Like, for me, for example, like I've been playing a lot of poker, but then like I also haven't been tending to like my own like mental health needs. I haven't been going outside as much, and like I haven't been eating as well. Staying up late. So like similarly, like, while I grind a lot and I enjoy it, it's important to recognize that you also need to like take time to do other shit.
Yeah. It's all about the balance.
For sure. Which I'm really bad at.
Yeah. I want to see if this guy calls. We have an all in on the table, and I can't tell if he's gonna. Yeah, he just timed him out. That's so rough.
Yeah, he was thinking about it. He just had some ace trash, probably.
That's so rough.
Yeah. I want his money. I want my money back. Fine.
So I want to know if I can steal you away from the table for just one quick thing.
Yeah, you're good.
For our last segment of the day. I've had a great time talking to you about all things under the sun. We're getting near the end of our show, which means it's time for my favorite segment. It's called the lightning round.
Sounds good.
So basically, how it's going to work.
Let me stand up from the table.
All right.
So I'm not distracted. All right, let's do it.
So basically, how it's going to work, I have a prepared list of this or that questions. Very simple stuff, chocolate or vanilla, cats or dogs, whatever. I'm going to put 1 minute on a timer, and we're going to see how many questions we can get through.
Sounds good.
And how close our answers are.
Cool.
So,
I'm ready.
If you're ready to go, I'm ready to go.
Let's do it.
3, 2, 1. Cookies or cake?
Cookies.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Computer games or console games?
Fuck. Console.
Rock music or pop music?
Rock.
Stuffed animals or dolls?
Stuffed animals.
Pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
Hot chocolate or coffee?
Hot chocolate.
Morning or night?
Night.
Text message or call?
Text.
Libraries or museums?
Museum.
French or Spanish?
Spanish.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Theater or cinema?
Cinema.
Love or money?
Love.
Books or movies?
Movies.
Movies. Chocolate or vanilla?
Choco.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
And that is all the time on the lightning round. I am going to tabulate the answers while I do that. Mike, this is your time. Tell the lovely people out there where they can find you, what you're up to, and what you want them to know.
I don't know. I don't really have anything to shout out. I guess just like, thank you guys for supporting. I I'm always thankful that like people support me and like give a damn about what I do. And I know I'm lucky to be in that spot. So just, I don't know, just thank you as always. Appreciate the fuck out of you guys. New music, hopefully soon. I just started working on a couple things recently, put out like a couple dope demos. So really excited about that. And yeah, I don't know, just keep an eye out for that. Like Twitter is probably the best place to find me if you want to talk or reach out or whatever. So yeah.
And Twitter is
twitter.com/Mike Haze.
Nice. I like that. Rather than just going for the @, you go for the full URL, just in case.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
And is Instagram's also?
Instagram, yeah, Mike Haze RIP. You can find me there. I haven't used Insta as much, but I want to use Insta more. So yeah, I know.
Oh, Spotify? Are you Mike Haze? Are you on Spotify? I assume, yeah.
Yeah, on Spotify. Okay. That'd probably be the other spot too. Just Spotify. If you search Mike Haze, I just come up there. I think I'm Mike Haze with 2 words there, which sucks, but whatever.
The brand can never be that strong, you know.
I know it sucks, but we'll get that worked out one day.
Someday. We just gotta find whoever has Mike Haze without the space and steal it.
True. Easy. Nobody. It's just whatever. It's just a process.
I want to thank you so much for being on the show today. I personally have had an absolutely wonderful time. I hope you have as well.
I did too, dude. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Truly my pleasure. Thank you.
Oh, you're gonna make an old man blush.
Oh.
I want to let you know that at the end of the lightning round, the score between the two of us is a 9 out of 17 in terms of the answers to our questions. Which, I don't know if this works in America, but here in Canada, that's a pass.
100% a fail here. 50% in America is a fail, dude.
Is it actually? Shit.
Yeah, we're not friends.
We get to college on that, brother. Welcome to Canada, man. Honor.
Shit, hell yeah, brother. No, I appreciate you, dude. Thank you again for having me.
I want to thank you so much for being on. And for everyone listening at home, it's @Mike Haze on Twitter. It's Mike Space Haze on Spotify. It's @Mike Haze Rip on Instagram. All those links are going to be down below. If you're watching this at home on YouTube, if you're listening to it on Spotify, Podcast, Podbean, Apple Music, Google Podcasts, however you get your podcasts. Make sure you do the liking, the sharing, subscribing, all those cool algorithm things. Make sure you check out Mike Haze on all of his various platforms. And it is the holiday season, so if you like this hat, if you like this sweater, you can go to oldkingcake.com/merch and get. Honestly, it's just a nice pink hat. It's just a nice pink hat, and I'm a nice pink guy. It's all I'm here for. I want to thank all of my best friends out there listening at home. I want to thank my best friend Isabel Wing for the intro to our podcast, Let's Be Best Friends, and Seth Feldman for the outro. And that's all the time we have for today. So remember that your mom was your best friend at one point, so give her a call, and we'll see you next time.